Hey guys, how's it going? We got the Vivo Y83 which was launched last week, and by the way, this is my first Vivo phone. This phone is a mid-range phone with decent specs and camera, nothing fancy except for the display, which is an absolute rip-off from the iPhone 10. Well, we can't blame Vivo for that, as almost all Chinese phones are following the trend now. I got this phone for about 14,999, and I'm not sure if it will do justice to the pricing. For starters, it has a MediaTek processor, and again, this is my first MediaTek phone, and I'm not sure if it will keep pace with the other phones that come with Qualcomm's chips in the same pricing range. So, without further ado, let's unbox the phone before moving on to specs and design. Opening the box, we have the case itself and a few other warranty information and other stuff. We have the quick start guide and the SIM ejector tool, and they have provided us with the silicone case as well, which is kind of good. It has all the ports well, so good job Vivo. And then we'll go on to the phone itself. Let me unwrap that first and then quickly doing it. The phone feels so nice in hand, shiny. It feels more like the iPhone 10. I believe there's a screen protector. So for now, what I'll do is I'll just keep it aside and move on with the box. And if you see, there is a charger which I believe supports quick charging, and there's the 2.0 cable USB, and I don't think these earphones are good enough. They're not in ear. So these were all the items that were there in the box. The phone feels very light for a 6.2-inch screen and weighs only about 150 grams. I've got the black color and the phone feels very nice in hand. There is a headphone jack in place, which is good, a USB 2.0 which supports quick charging, and a speaker grill at the bottom. Buttons are good to press, but the power button is slightly lower for my taste, as I always end up hitting the volume down button instead of the power button. There is a screen protector that comes right out of the box, and it is necessary as I do not see any sort of Gorilla Glass protection in place. So good job Vivo. And here's a brief on the specs. Talking about the display, it is just a 720p IPS LCD display with a very low 270 ppi. So this is very much noticeable when you come off a good phone. I, for instance, use a Galaxy S8 Plus, and changing this phone for review, I definitely feel they could have gone with a 1080p display, as most of its price range competitors use. There are no display modes that I was able to find in settings, and except for a reading mode, by the way, and iPhone-like display or design, there is definitely not much going in favor of the display. The phone comes with a Mediatek Helio P22 processor clocked at around 2.0 GHz, and it's coupled with the PowerVR GE8320 GPU. I've not played any games on this phone yet, but opening apps and multitasking seems to be pretty quick, and it's all thanks to the 4GB RAM that it has. We will soon do a multitasking test, gaming test, speed test against its rivals, and to check if it's really worth the buck. Vivo has been marketing the phones primarily as a great camera phone, and this phone does not get a dual camera setup at the back, sadly. So it has a single 13 megapixel camera with LED flash and an 8 megapixel selfie shooter, both having an aperture of f2.2. So we took a few shots, and here are some of them for you. It can record up to 1080p at 30 fps in both the front and rear cameras. We have to put it to test against its competitors to find out if this really can hold its fort for the price. This phone has a 3260 mAh battery, which, taking into account the lower resolution display, Mediatek low power processor based out of the 14nm architecture, should really last really long, at least for a day and a half. The included power that it supports quick charging, and so I believe it should fairly charge faster. So I'll come up with a full video on this. We'll see how it holds in our full review. The phone runs on FunTouch OS 4.0, which again runs on the Android Oreo 8.1 with April security patch at the moment. This will remind a lot like the iPhone's UI, and to my surprise, it works great. I have not changed to Nova yet, and the Fun Touch OS has a lot of goodies and features to offer. Navigation gestures work great, and double tap to wake, bike mode, face unlock, game mode, gestures in lock screen grants, and much more. As this is my first time using a Vivo phone, I really think they've done a good job with the OS. The fingerprint scanner is fast and accurate, the placement is good and also bigger than most of the phones, so it's easy to unlock. And I tried connecting the Bluetooth to my car and I was unable to do so. It kept failing, and I'll probably try a few more times and let you know if it's good or it's broken in any way. And I also used the GPS navigation as well, and it worked great, no problems with that. It was also fast to latch on to the location. So this was our unboxing and a quick look at the Y83. We'll cover more about this phone in the coming days, and we'll also have more comparisons and tests to see if this really can hold its ground in this price range. Thanks for watching.